Hello everyone. Today I'm still continuing on the early life of this banda, Mr. Brookhaven, also known as Markov Philip Brookhaven. So yeah, early life. Marcus Philip Brookhaven was born around 1864 in the town of village Chateau near Assemburg, Robloxia, which is now Brookhaven. Marcus's father, Leo Martino Brookhaven, was a Cape Coral University instructor in the area. But he had to leave his career when Marcus was born in order to give Marcus his whole attention. Marcus was born in a wooden house close to Village Chateau, the same house that is near the lake or near the lake, the ship on the lake or something. It is the wooden house where he was born. So yeah, due to Marcus's birth, his mother Cheyenne Espinoza, a farmer in the community, often had to work less hours in order to provide him with support and love. Wow. In 1868, the family relocated to a new house, the new home in the heart of the town, leaving behind the old residence where he spent most of his life with his family. Marcus Philip Brookhaven was left to take care after his uncles, Leo Brookhaven, Ronald Brookhaven, and Michael Brookhaven, after his grandfather passed away. In 1870, Marcus used to spend more time hanging out and playing games with brothers than his parents did when he was living at the house. The state of New Arsamburg in 1871, when Marcus was 7 years old, he is arrested by the police for stealing a slice of pizza. So yeah, this is very sad. Why? Even if you are a minor at a time, you should be sent to juvenile detention or something instead of being arrested. So yeah, Marcus was sentenced to at least 5 days in jail before being released. Leo Martino Brookhaven made the decision to enroll him in Freedom Kindergarten, a brand new public school, and spent the first 2 years there, starting the next year. He gained interest in writing and art while attending the school, where he also learned more about science, maths, and life. However, his interest was mostly in building houses, which is a regular activity for the institution. Marcus then relocated and attended Canyon View Elementary, where he began to exchange in more activities and would always hang out more frequently than his parents. Marcus Philip Brookhaven received his first tree home for his ninth birthday in 1873. He would frequently spend time playing drawing, but Marcus's passion for construction grew, and as a result, he started to construct wooden homes and produce paintings and drawings for newly made items. When Marcus Philip Brookhaven was 12 years old in 1876. Mhm. His father hired him to help him build new houses. Before long, Marcus began build more bigger houses and buildings, which are intended for a new town. Because Marcus was more interested in building. Builder Regan Ratliff hired him the following year to construct a school. Who is she though? Okay, Megan Ratliff, March 1840 till July 3rd, 1925. The reason why I'm trying to explore who the person who hired him, because they are all connected to the secret lore. So yeah, Megan Ratf. He was a builder in Brookhaven, Robloxia. He is one of the contributors in developing Brookhaven during the 1890s and 900s, the 19s. He had hired Mr. Brookhaven for building the plan of new town. Name. This was both of them on graduation day. This was Mr. Brookhaven. This was Megan Ratcliffe. So there's them on graduation day. Name Megan Soho Ratcliffe, born on March 19th, 1840. Elizabeth Brookhaven family. Dad Herbert Ratcliffe, daughter Laura Ratcliffe, occupation laborer. Died July 3rd, 1925. Cause of death pushed off a 10-story building. That is very mysterious because we know that that is like pushed off means it was probably a planned murder. It could be related to the agency. Maybe his father sent to kill the person. Who knows? So yeah, his first significant undertaking in school, advisor school, was subsequently named Brookhaven School. At the age of 14, Marcus Philip Brookhaven was contracted once more in 1877 to relocate from his family and build new houses for a community. Marcus and other 100 individuals were located far away from their family and placed in private home as a result. Okay, one second. Okay, so yeah, adult life. In 1880, he applied for a competition to see who can build a house the fastest for 8 million Robux, which is 80 lakhs. So yes, in Indian money. So he left his house to go to the competition. He is soon granted with the money. At the same time, his dad went broke and became homeless because he tried to make an agency without the government's permission. Stupid. In 1886, Mr. Brookhaven found a huge crystal worth 15 um, 5 million Robux or 50 lakhs while digging in the planting fields. I guess planting fields probably nuclear bomb or something, but yeah. He would soon sell some for $2 million. Well, and give it to his father because he wanted his dad to not be homeless like before, but only to find out that his dad wasted all of the money to make a wood cutting factory. Waste. Soon in 1888, his dad tried to capture him for 10,000 Robux, or as you can say 1 lakh Robux, but he ended up failing. In 1890, Mr. Brookhaven gained 41 million 500 thousand or you can say 4 crores 15 lakhs Robux for a mansion he built 8 years ago. His dad became jealous of him and made another agency a year later. So yeah, I'll explain. So yeah, so the previous agency that he tried to kill his son with, it failed. So the agency flopped. But now he made another agency, which is now the agency that you see in the grave, inside the hospitals and all, and inside secret places of Brookhaven. So yeah, in the year 19th century or 19 yeah, in the year 1900, Mr. Brookhaven got a new newsletter from Bloxburg trees in his mail saying, join the NA agents as they go on a quest for Mr. Brookhaven. You'll get lots and lots of money by Leo Martino Brookhaven. He realized that his dad made an agency to get rid of him and that his dad was studying forbidden philosophy that is not supposed to be used for 300 years. The hell? So he set up a perfect plan to kill him. So Mr. Brookhaven assassinated his dad by using a motor carriage. What? I thought it was assassinated because of the agency or something, but yeah, I was wrong. So yeah, he killed him with a carriage motorcade. So automobiles would not be become available to the general Robloxian public, but is available in the Robloxian elite until 1930s. Before he spread the forbidden philosophy, the carriage Mr. Brookhaven was driving had a horse in its that somewhat was able to bear a firearm. So firearm is a weapon. Search it up on Google. I forgot. I was taught in the class 6th of history, but yeah. So the horse accidentally ate the firearm, and while digesting it, the firearm accidentally fired towards Leo's lower torso, detaching it from his body, instantly killing him. So meaning of torso, I guess, probably waist or something. But yes, बेचारा उसको मारा हुआ है. The horse had to be sent to city's prison control center as was diagnosed with plastic, metal, and rubber poisoning. Oh my god. Fortunately, his horse was able to regurgitate, regurgitate, I guess, digest the plastic, metal, and rubber, and the gun was left relatively unscratched. I guess it was not scarred, or it does not have any dag or you know scratches. So yeah, Leo Leo had died. Mr. Brookhaven thought that the NIA was gone for good, but a vice president already took over. So until his death, the NAI had been bothering him. In 1902, he updated the tables and made it larger, and also improved Brookhaven as a whole, turning it from a native hamlet to a thriving city. Oh my god. A plan appeared to arrest Brookhaven in 1906 and was put into action in 1908 when he was arrested yet again for fraud, scams, and assassination. The assassin part is true. Somewhere in like mid 1910s or 20s, the NIA captured Henrietta, Mr. Brookhaven's wife, and sent her somewhere unknown, where she died in 1949. In 1917, Mr. Brookhaven and his uncle Ronald Brookhaven, who he lost contact with many decades ago, met each other and started living together. In 1920, then they tried to capture Mr. Brookhaven, but he moved away 10 years earlier, so it was hard to find it until 1927. Unfortunately, his uncle died in 1922 by an incurable disease. It is very unknown. So in 1927, he joined the USOR. Okay. Okay. Death. He died in 1937. So 10 years after he joined the USAR, after being assassinated by a criminal who threw a hazardous bomb, probably a dangerous bomb in contact where you die before it detonating, which exploding. The criminal was later identified to be a notorious criminal, Jean Lew Adams. It injured 9 other Robloxians seriously. So yeah, this is this. So yeah, okay. After this, we'll go to his own thing, Mr. Brookhaven's. But let's have a thorough see through with this. So yeah, Jean-Louis Adams. Jean-Louis Adams, June 16th 900 till August 6th 1940. Pronounced Jean-Louis Adams. What the hell? Was a Robloxian man who was famous for assassinating Mr. Brookhaven. During his lifetime, he had previously committed few times during his life. Among them was exploding the entire street in Brookhaven. Wow. In 1925, causing significant damage and injuring total of 42 people and fatally killing 4. This bad guy. He went to jail once and his life eventually ended in 1940 by a bomb in his house. He's still considered one of Roblox's notorious assassins or spies. So yeah, we will check about his entire life story, then move on to Mr. Brookhaven's life story at the last, because we have to connect the dots and find out the rich history family and also what they're connected through. So yeah, early life. Jean-Luc Etams. I'm just saying it in French because I think it's somewhat fun. Just don't mind it, but you can read it normally as you want. So yeah, he was born on June 16th, 1900, in a small town of Maritia. I don't know, but yeah, Muraita. He also had a twin brother named Mario Adams. We will also move on to him. But yeah. But however, for an unknown reason, they did not have the same appearance as birth. His family was really poor, and when John was only 2 years old, his father died of heart failure. John's mother, Mary Fesh Adams, was practically doing all the housework by herself, and her son was a slacker. Means he was a person who was very lazy. He often berated John before beating him with a stick or a pole since 1905. Mary then had to hire a nanny to take care of the housework. Mary did not have enough money for Ron to go to school, so she homeschooled him instead. He was a bad learner and never paid attention, and was never paying attention. His mother and nanny started to abuse John even more, and one time in 1910 they sent John out to the woods for 2 days, no water and food. This traumatized John so much that he had to run away from home a few days after he got sent to woods, and went to the city of Brookhaven. When John escaped Brookhaven in 1910, he befriended some gangster children with no parents and joined the Poissons lair by Jerry de Romeo Poissons. They often terrorized the citizens of Brookhaven for money and successfully hiding from the authorities. At night time, they usually steal food from the market. In 1913, John illegally traded a gun, oh my god, for 142,000 Robux money, or 1,42,000 Robux. From a criminal, he had often practiced his sniping skills and spent time burning stuff with his gangster friends. As early as the age of 14, the Brookhaven agency took notice of John and his gangster friends' action and secretly hired John and his friends on March 5th. As the youngest agent and the officers in the agency, John was assigned 3 missions from the agency. First one, assassinate Mr. Brookhaven, start a revolution to overthrow the Brookhaven Communist Party, assassinate all of Brookhaven's relatives and supporters. Thank God he did not eliminate that, but yeah, let's move on. Careers and crimes. John was put in 5th AA squad, assault and assassination. They were given better guns and weapons. The agency gave the 5th AAA squad training sessions for 2 months until they were ready for their first mission. So I guess this is also related to probably the secret, this secret bunker in the bank. This can be related to this, but yeah. On May 12th, 1914, the 4th, 5th, 6th AAA squad organized a raid on Brookhaven Town Hall, but did not find Mr. Brookhaven. Instead, they found out the servants at the vice mayor. The agency asked them about Mr. Brookhaven's whereabouts, but vice mayor and servants refused to answer, and then they got shot. Bichara. From 1914 to 1917, the agency tried to track down Mr. Brookhaven until they received knowledge that he is in Bloxburg. Although they could not locate his house, Jean was sent to Bloxburg in 1930 to scout and search for Mr. Brookhaven. On 2nd of October 1924, the agency finally located Mr. Brookhaven's house. However, just before the agency arrived at his house, Mr. Brookhaven and his family hid behind some bushes in the backyard. The 5th AAA squad was dispatched to Mr. Brookhaven's house, and they also searched in the backyard. However, his wife was killed by John. So sad. Like Madison was killed by John when she refused to tell them where Brookhaven is. Brookhaven moved around Bloxburg 8 times, but agency could not track him down. Mr. Brookhaven was then arrested for being framed. However, he escaped handcuffs and left the prison. This is also the secret room that is correlated to the police cell. So, yeah. The following in 1925, and there was some anti-agency protests with 1,000 Robloxians on a street in Brookhaven. Jean was dispatched to the street to disperse the crowd. He took out 15 grenades and threw them at the crowds, and some 42 Robloxians were heavily injured or killed. The first attempt at assassinating Mr. Brookhaven, the agency received intelligence that Mr. Brookhaven and his family and a few supporters will be a part of a motorcade, I guess a group or whatever, probably, a retreat or something, heading to Brookhaven. At 12:30 p.m., Jean was positioned at the top of a hill near the motorcade with a sniper. At 12:30 p.m., the cars are carrying Mr. Brookhaven and his family. Supporters drive by John at the speed of 24 mile per hour. John shot his sniper 6 times. The first bullet shot were directly aimed at Brookhaven, but the bullets hit a tree instead. The next 2 shots were aimed at the car's wheel, and one hit the wheel, and the other was ricocheted and hit redirected and hit a piece of the motor carried instead. The last 2 shots was fired at another car carrying Mr. Brookhaven's supporter, so 2 was killed in the car. Very sad. The failed attempt to assassinate Mr. Brookhaven, the agency fired and discharged John from the service and failed one of his goals, despite the fact he managed to kill supporters on that fateful day. The agency removed his badge and his leadership status from the 5th AAA squad. Okay. So yeah, second attempt at assassinating Mr. Brookhaven. This time it worked. After he was reinstated in the agency, he was preparing for October 5th, 1937. The date where Mr. Brookhaven is slated to appear in a motorcade form. I don't know what motorcade means, but yeah. For his hard work preparing, he was rewarded with a special form of binoculars called binoculars, for those who allowed him to finish his preliminary plan that he was unable to complete due to a lack of resources on his hand. On 5th of October 1937, a motorcade came to Bloxburg in anticipation of the motorcade. Rounding the corner, he wore the item he was gifted with. He took off and drew out a M19903 Springfield at 1734. I guess that is another type of weapon. He shot 3 bullets which hit the car. One hit his wife's head. Oh my god. As he rushed to aid him. Having fear of being shot it wasn't as it wasn't going that well. Luckily, he had 2 to 3 grenades by some sort, which the event which he launched inside of the car near his back, which exploded. Suddenly, the car burst into flames as the car swerved left and right, and the car flipped due to the explosion, seriously injuring the driver and every Roboxian within a 12 stud, which is about 3.36 meter, or you can say 3,360 meter radius, as Mr. Brookhaven was at the explosion's epicenter. So epicenter, earthquakes. So earthquakes, it is the origin of the earthquake. So where the grenade or where the grenade hit, it hit at the center of where Brookhaven was standing. So yeah, he was initially killed and perished. Very sad. As soon as he assassinated Mr. Brookhaven, John decided to wait for 10 minutes before for the police and the firefighters to arrive at the crater of the explosion, means at the scene of the explosion, before retreating to the forest where he hid in a box-like structure here. However, police and firefighters found an Act 1805. The police took John to court, and where the court determined that John should be sentenced for 3 years in prison. John was sent to prison shortly after the dismissal of the court. On January 3rd, 1939, John decided to escape the prison for 19 months. He went into hiding in order for the police to lose track of him before returning to his home. Death. On August 9th, 1940, John went to his house in Brookhaven. Unbeknownst to him, I guess he did not know anything. The word got out he was developing illegal things, and the SWAT team tracked it down to his house basement. The SWAT team went in and tried to capture him. As they burst, he tried to run away carrying his stuff. However, as soon as they got in, they made eye contact, then shot him. However, he dodged the bullet, but the bullet hit highly explosive gas tanks and his stuff fell, and he tried to get it back. When he got everything, he was 1 to 2 feet away from the explosions, which exploded the whole basement, causing many members to be injured. So allegedly 2 SWAT teams were killed. At the time of 4:01 a.m., he is pronounced dead. Yeah, I'm going to continue this in the next video. So bye.